Hi everyone, my name is Carolyn Vig and I'm a health and wellness coach and a personal trainer. I help my clients improve their health, wellness, and body image by building healthy habits, tapping into their intuition, and rejecting diet culture. Now, body image is a topic that is near and dear to my heart. As a trainer who has been in the industry for a few years now, the number one thing that I see from clients is that they are not happy with their body, which makes sense. I mean, that's why people go to a personal trainer. It's usually because they want to change something about their body, whether it's the way it's functioning, the way it looks, whatever. And most of the time, the goal is to lose weight in some way, whether that is straight up just losing weight for the sake of it, or the infamous toning, which really means losing body fat and gaining a little bit of muscle mass. Now, if you've read my blog post about why I think weight loss is bullshit, you'll know that I have some problems with the way that weight loss is sold and the weight loss industry and diet culture at large. And one of the main problems I have with it is that diet culture and the weight loss industry uphold this idea that the only acceptable bodies are bodies that are lean and small. And that if we are not as lean and small as we possibly could be, that we are not in a body that is acceptable and we are not worthy or valuable or deserving of respect or happiness and all of that. Now, while this isn't necessarily said outright in, say, advertisements for gyms or weight loss programs, it is written in between the lines in the way that we talk about our bodies. So, if you're watching this video, it means that you are probably hoping to feel better about your body, improve your body image. Now, to me, that means that you want to feel more safe, secure, and accepted in the body that you have. And in order to do that, you need to reject diet culture. That's a long journey. It's a tough journey. It takes a lot of intuitive work and time and effort to be able to reject diet culture. However, there are some things that you can do right now to improve your body image in the moment. And when you take these behaviors and you turn them into habits or incorporate them into your grander plan for body image enhancement, they can really go a long way. So, without further ado, here are 3 of my favorite ways that you can improve body image right now. Tip number 1 is to put on an outfit that you feel really good in. Now, fashion can be kind of a touchy subject for a lot of people. Depending on the history that we have with the relationship with our bodies, the clothes we wear can be sort of triggering or be very sensitive. But I know that we all have certain clothes that we feel more comfortable in than others. Whether that means that the clothes are physically more comfortable, sweatpants, pajamas, or whether we just feel really sexy or powerful or confident in them. That could be your favorite work outfit. It could be a sports uniform. It could be a cocktail dress. It could be a pair of jeans. I don't care what that outfit is. If you are at home and there's no specific dress code that you have to adhere to right now, I want you to go put that outfit on. Because when we wear clothes that make us uncomfortable in some way, that contributes to our negative perception of our own bodies. As people, we tend to have this habit of taking the descriptions that should be given to the way clothes fit us and using those descriptions to describe how we fit the clothes. So if a pair of pants doesn't fit us correctly because they're too small, we say that we're too big for the pants. That's ridiculous. There's no reason that we should be placing any kind of morality on our own bodies for the way that a particular piece of clothing fits or looks on our bodies. So I want you to go ahead and just put away all of the clothes that don't fit, that you don't like how they look on you, that you don't like how they feel on you, and instead I want you to put on something that makes you feel better than the rest of your clothing. All right, tip number 2. I want you to go onto your social media whenever you happen to today and unfollow any account that makes you feel bad about your body. Now, this is actually a really, really powerful practice that helped me a lot when I was kind of in a funk pretty recently about my own body image. A lot of women especially tend to follow fitness accounts or models or personalities on Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook who they look to as inspiration. Now, this could be for inspiration for a lot of reasons, for business practices, for attitude, but most of the time I've found the people whose feeds are full of inspo, that inspiration has to do with the way that they want their bodies to look in the future. So that's where these fitspiration tags come in, or even worse, thinspiration. If you find yourself looking at images of people, whether they are models or not, on social media, and those images make you feel bad about your body, why are you following them? Now, there's no way to completely shield ourselves from triggering content in the world, but social media is something that you have 100% control over. It is an opt-in decision. You don't have to be on Instagram at all. And if you decide to be, you are in control of who you decide shows up on that feed. I want this to include me as well. If my content makes you feel bad about your body, I don't want you following me. It's just a very simple thing that you can do to avoid looking at content that makes you feel bad. And I think you'll find that the more you do this and the more you can weed out that content that does kind of make you feel icky about your body, you are going to have more and more days of good body image and less days of bad body image. All right, my tip number 3 is to write down a short list, 3 to 5 items of things you like about yourself that have nothing to do with the way that you look. This can be a very powerful practice as well, especially if you start to do this every day or, every week or whatever it is. If you make it a habit, this can really help you take the focus off of your body and put it onto other qualities about yourself that matter, and maybe even matter more than the way that your body looks. Diet culture tells us that the way that our body looks, the way that we appear physically, is the most important thing about us. If we look good, we are more worthy, we are more valuable, we are more lovable, respectable, all of those things. And if we look bad, we are less of all of that. This is a complete lie. There is no truth to this. There are people who look in all sorts of ways who are loved, who are respected, who are happy, who are successful. And you are not the exception to this. It doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter if you're having a good hair day. It doesn't matter if you have gained or lost weight. It doesn't matter if you are having breakouts or if your makeup is perfect. The way that you look doesn't really say much at all about who you are as a person or your value in the world. So in order to kind of reject that aspect of diet culture and focus more on the things about ourselves that truly matter to us as individuals, write down that list. Even just one thing can count. I did this exercise with a group of teenage girls a couple summers ago, and it was incredible the kind of energy shift that I felt in the room. It was hard for them at first because even as 13 and 14-year-old girls, they are so in the mental habit of thinking about themselves in terms of the way that they look. But I ask you to do the same thing that they did and think of yourself in terms of your other qualities. So, for example, my list today would be that the 3 things that I love about myself are that I am a good friend who is a very, very good listener. I love that about myself. Another thing that I like about myself is that I am good at pushing to pick up on new skills, even when I'm not very good at it at first. I am always willing to try again until I can master something. And a third thing that I like about myself is that I am putting myself out there into the world right now with this first video on my YouTube channel, spreading my message, even though it scares me a little bit. So, what are 3 things that you love about yourself today that don't have to do with the way that you look? All right, I hope that you found these tips helpful and that you can find a way to work them into your day today, and I hope that they give you a little boost in your body confidence. So until next time, you can keep up with me by following me on Instagram at Carolyn Vig or checking out my website at carolynvig.com. Bye.